Alright, what's up guys? Today we're gonna be doing a little Machinedramon like gameplay decklist video. I said I want to do something special today, so I'll be going over my decklist first real quick and then we'll get into some gameplay videos. First off, this is obviously Uko purple base machine because I think it's probably the best way to play machine right now. I had to test around with black base a bit more. I go back and get that red base too. I want to test around with. Right now I do feel like purple base is the best way to play. It's a lot worse than it was pre-restriction list now that this Uko's hit to 1. But I think even about this Zuko hit to 1, I think this tape one's even enough for us to get the list. Obviously 4 the best deck in the game. Um, on deletion, trash 1, draw 2 is so crazy. That's such an insane card advantage, but I don't care about my things being in trash. So essentially just says on deletion, draw 2, and that's just an insane amount of draw for what you're getting. And then for our 5th deck, we run the old Demimera, just because it's another on deletion, draw 1. It's not as good as this one, obviously, but we need a 5th purple egg for Tapir. We can't run. What I used to do is run the red Koromon back when you only ran Ukos, but now we run Tapirs. We can't do that. Obviously, 4 of the good Uko, not the good, the unlimited Uko. This goes crazy. Lets you search, lets you find your pieces, lets you accelerate. Do it turn 1, give them a memory. Crazy card. And also with the other Ukomon that is restricted now, you're speeding things up to get those early swings in, you're able to hit those draws, you're able to hit those trashes, but hit security so you can come in land your Shijima down later in the game to swing for the rest of security and then hopefully game the next turn. Or in theory, you game the same turn if you have memory for it. The new addition to this list from what it was pre-ban list is Tapirmon. Unfortunately, with the Uko hit, we needed some other rookie. And this is the best thing we could have. It's just on unleash and trigger draw 1. So if you prep this thing with a Demimera underneath, you swing, it dies, you draw 1, trash 1, draw 2. So you end up net drawing 3. And drawing 3 is crazy. It's so many cards you're seeing. It's essentially an Uko search, like, but you're getting all 3 of those cards. Like it's a really, really strong effect. And then as my other rookie, just as a draw supporter, it's just Mont Blanc. I'll play draw 1 or trash 1, draw 2, because sometimes you get stuff clogged in your hand and you need to be able to draw, and you don't have maybe the color requirements to play, or you don't have a Supreme Connection, so you need something else. This could be Hagurumon if that's what you want. If you think Hagurumon's gonna be better for you, go ahead and do it. I mean, like I have no, it's not what I run personally in the deck, but I can see why you run Hagurumon here. I just feel like being able to trash something like an option clogging on my hand rather than just the cyborg, it gives you a lot of benefit. Moving on to we have, as you see, we have no level 4s in this list. We don't need them. We have nothing that can evolve into a level 4. These could be rare mons if you want them to be rare mons, but the one more memory cost just is so scary to me. I don't want to have to pass turn if I don't want to. So I feel like the 3 cost blocks work better for me than a 4 cost rare mon, even though I can't evo into it. But I never really think I would want to anyway. Getting level 5s, we have the first one is BT1 milligram on here. It's just here for plus 3 KDP. Is it my favorite Digimon in the game? Maybe, because when attacking, lose 5 memory with Sec plus 2 is so funny. And I haven't done it in this list, but I have. Actually, I think I have done it once before. Be able to sleep for 3 checks with this thing. And if it lives on 3 checks, you're giving up 5 memory, but that's so much value you're getting out of it. But you're just here for the fact that it's inheritables plus 3 KDP on your turn, which is really good. And then we have the first of our Sec plus 1 inheritables, Megadramon. Also has useful on play, so if you need to, you can slam this thing down and get value out of it, which is nice. Useful when attacking on this Melogram, but really this one's just here for piercing. BT7 Melogramon is one of the few that I'm very willing to play out because it has, if you have a tamer, gain 2 memory. So it costs 5, and then with Supreme Connection it'll cost 2 to play. So this is actually really efficient. If you need to drop level 5 for any reason, playing this out is really good. They evo into Chaosmon for 4, so you end up making it your Chaosmon cost 6 instead of the 9 this was cost. But it obviously couldn't attack with Supreme Connection. It couldn't blitz. It would have rush, but it wouldn't blitz. Megadramon is a bootleg Melogramon. You want the DP inheritable still sometimes. You want 2 of them sometimes, but you can't double up on names. We have this one. Also 6 play cost, so it doesn't hurt to drop off a Supreme Connection. It's only cost 3 there. Metal Tyrannomon and Rapidmon both have the same inheritable, where when you delete Digimon in battle, trash type card of your opponent's security stack. which is really, really good. They both work all turns. It's really strong. Um, they both have on play effects as well that are sort of useful. Rapidmon's not much because it just says DCGO 1, and then you have a green tamer, which we never have, so never proc the second effect of that. But Machinedramon is actually useful and has come up in several scenarios before where you have to hard slam this thing for 8 or 5 with Supreme Connection, but it suspends things and then it stuns something, so it can't unsuspend during the next unsuspend phase. So if you're in a situation where like you think you're gonna lose, or let's say like Magna X is like is suspended for some reason, or something like that. I don't know why, but it's like something that you need to have suspended and that you can't let it swing away. You can hard slam this thing for either 8 or 5 and lock them out of being able to swing. And that's which is really nice. Then one of the only two of in this deck for level 5 is Machinedramon BT8. It's so good. When attacking, when attacking, your turn you can attack unsuspended. It's crazy, and it gives the deck so much board removal. It also works with BT7 Machinedramon inheritable when you the Digimon gain 1 memory. Being able to tuck these two under swing over something, gain memory, and then Pierce or Trash Security makes this Machinedramon even cheaper. It's actually a really, really strong effect, and also just it works through removal. You want to be swinging over things. BT9 Megadramon is here for popping play cost 3 less tamers. Not as relevant as an effect as it is in some other metas right now. So it's like sometimes I put this up to a 2 of right now. 4 cost tamers are really the scary ones, especially now that TK's hit. There's really not that many 3 cost tamers you have to worry about. They're all 4 cost tamers you have to worry about, so this does nothing against that. This is generic sec +1. That's what he's good for. And blocker on body, but really it's just sec +1. This is when attacking pop pick off 5 or less is really good because you hit level 5 aces with it. Which means you can swing and pop an ace or pop a level 4 so they couldn't ace into a level 5. So there's actually a really, really strong effect in this meta. And any meta nowadays, really. This is just blocker. He has no effect other than that, other than blocker on body, because when Digivolving searches for Garurumon, so yeah. Or Digivolves into Garurumon, so now. And this is the other 2 of because it is such a good, insanely good card. It has on play when Digivolving, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Among them, place 1 thing as your source and add 1 to your hand of your machine cyborgs. Honestly, I hate this effect. I never try to play this out because even if you're playing it for 4, you're still playing for 4 and possibly trashing your or getting rid of your analog man. And or losing other like your option or other value resources, so it's never worth it almost with Howard Sam unless you need to. Like if you desperately need to, it's fine, but ideally you wouldn't want to have to. And really, it's just here in the deck for the Inheritables when attacking Digivolve 1, which is crazy with aces because you can either Digivolve an ace to be able to get that overflow, or Digivolve to be able to prevent them from acing onto you. So you can swing Digivolve them down a stage so they couldn't ace onto you. Like, say they have a level 5 Paladin on the field, and you're worried about it blasting into Fighter Mode Ace, which is a serious problem for this deck sometimes. You can swing with Megadramon and you'll Digi it, and it gives EX1 Machinedramon away to Digi, which is really, really strong. That's why I have it as a 2 of. I had it as a 1 of for a while, but I feel like I wasn't finding it often enough, so I made sure to bounce it up to a 2 of. Such a good card. I'm very excited we're gonna get Cyberdramon Ace, which has the same exact inheritable, and I won't have to run 2 the same names because obviously you're running 2 the same names. You're gonna run into the fact that sometimes you're going to not be able to tuck both of them because you can only tuck one of a different number with Machinedramon, but card is so good. And then last level 6 is Gigadramon. Its on play is actually sort of useful. So it's on play real top 4. Grab 2 level 6s, bomb neck the rest. It's not the worst. It's amazing to here for reboot. But I guess you can play it for 3 and search off of Supreme Connection. Getting to level 6s or Star of the Show is 4 of EX1 Machinedramon. This is the best. This is what makes the deck go. This thing is on play tuck 5 sources, makes it cost 7 because it gains 5 memory back. Make sure it gains memory back. So this gets floodgated by Chumon, not by Chikurimon. It gets floodgated by memory blockers and not by play cost blockers. So it's very good. So it ends up costing 7. You can reduce that by 3 further with Supreme Action. So it ends up costing 4. You can, in theory, say get another Machinedramon. So you can make this thing cost 3 effectively. If you have the right board state, but realistically it's gonna cost 7 or 4. And it's just such a good card because you have such good inherentals. This thing can come down, swing for 3 checks, and then it can't be removed because because it can't be DP reduced, which is crazy to yellow. And as all turns, it will be deleted. Trash to level 5 sources for this thing to survive. So it's just such an insanely good card. Um, yeah, level 6 is Castramon at a 4 of, also at a 4 of. This card isn't as good in this build of the deck because you don't want to be, because this thing doesn't reduce its play cost. So it's going to cost 12 or 9 to play. So it's going to be really, really sad to play this thing from your hand. But it digivolves off top Machinedramon for 1. It lets you tuck 3 sources on play or when digivolving. And for each source, you can digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Um, so it's really, really strong removal. And then also, it loses the DP protection for Machinedramon, but it has the same deletion protection and gains bottom deck and bounce protection. So in certain matchups like Ancient Garurumon, you almost need to have this. Um, but it's a really, really good card. But it has a different protection, so like different matchups depend on which one you want. And then we only have a 2 of Chaos X here. I honestly feel like 2 kind of almost feels like too much in this deck. I almost never get to go to Chaos X because most of my matches are so fast where either I lose before Machinedramon comes out or I win with Machinedramon coming out, and I rarely have to get to go up the stack of Machinedramon, Chaosdramon, and Chaos X. But in certain matchups, this thing is it wins the game instantly. It essentially has the effect of having both Castramon and Machinedраmon's effects, while also having when it will be deleted trash up card security. And lets you tuck a source at the beginning of your turn every turn. So it's a really, really strong card. It's just that it's hard to get into because you can never reduce things cost. Um, you're never gonna be hard playing this thing out. It can't even get the attack of mobile Digimon effects. It doesn't tuck anything on play. It has no on play out of Digivolvings. It just steals the on play Digivolvings from Cashmon and Machinedramon. So it's a card. You just don't get into it very often. Last that's all for Digimon. I used to run Death X in here, but we cut that for the Louis. In terms of tamers, we have 4 of the Analog Man. Makes the deck work. You need to see this thing turn 1, turn 2. If you don't, you've probably lost the game. Unless it's hitting security, because you need at least one of these out just to be able to like. Well, first you need a black tamer out to be able to use any of your options because we don't run black eggs, and the Digimon don't stick around very often. So we really need black tamers to be able to play our options, and also just being able to search and gain memory is so strong. This thing is being able to cycle with this thing is such a strong card. Not to mention that it's a redirect. So once your Machinedramon is down, they can't swing. They have to deal with this. So it's a really, really strong card. Um, and then for other black tamer, we have Taikamiya. It's a memory setter. It's really solid. He says when attack target is switched, draw 1, and when a Digimon gets plus 2k DP for the turn. This is really, really good in matchups where things can get bigger than your Chaos X. There's things like the Magna matchup, where Magnamon can get 15, 18k, realistically 15k, before they swing at your security. You're only 12k on Castramon. With this gets you up to 13. So it lets you hit, in theory, if they haven't hit the security, it lets you hit. But it's a really good number for getting your thing up. Also, it means that you can swing over Magna X a lot more often, because if they tried to block it, you get to do this to gain memory, not to gain memory, to draw 1 and do that. And also being able to draw is really strong. So, but it's mostly for being memory setter. It's a really good card. And then we have 1 of Louis, because missing 1 promo Ukomon means our back is a lot slower. And you can this is half of an Ukomon, really. Um, and also it's really strong because if you have Taikami on the field and you can if you don't have an analog man field with it, Louis promoting a level 3 with Louis can catch you that 4 memory that lets you play Machinedramon out and keep turn. So it's really strong to have Louis. It's a very, very good card. Also, Louis for game is a thing. If for some reason you're out of attack and mobiles and you can't use them for some reason, Louis for game is also an option sometimes. Um, yeah, those are all for our tamers. They're all good tamers. I think this counts pretty set in stone for Purple Base Machine. I feel like this could maybe go, but I think right now it's kind of necessary for your speed. And then for options, we have, of course, 4 of the best option in the game, technically mobile Digimon. This is what makes the deck work. You may trash 1 card with Cyber Machine's traits that are level 6s gain a rush and on play if you have a source blitz. It's crazy. It's what makes you be able to like, go from having no board to all of a sudden having your level 6 machine swinging for 3 security checks in 1 turn. And it goes from having no board to all of a sudden having the biggest board. Whoa, the biggest board possible. In one turn. It's crazy. It's such a good card. It costs nothing for some reason, and also it's a security bomb. So security can trash something to pop something with the same equal less play cost. So you can trash a Chaos X to pop 13 play costs. It's really really strong in security as well. And that's why I can't see any running any four less than four of these. I see a lot of decks running three. I get why you want to run three. This thing can clog up your hand sometimes. But if you have Saison Blanc, you can trash that, or even Demimera can trash it. Like you can. If this thing clogs up your hand, that's not the worst case scenario. But I've had so many games where I win or lose based off of if I can draw into attack that win that turn, and I need to find it. And so being able to have four means I have a higher chance of finding it. I've also had games where it comes down to I need to find all four to win the game because I bottom decked one off Ukamon. I had one in security. I played one out already, and I needed a fourth to win the game. And I was able to draw into that fourth and end up winning off the game off that. And also because there's four of them, a higher chance of one being in security as a security bomb. And me personally, if you've ever seen any of my deck lists in the past, I'm a really big proponent of security bombs because I just really enjoy that kind of threat of your opponent's picking at security and they maybe might just die in security. They might lose a stack they didn't think they were going to lose, or they might have felt really comfortable swinging because they had jamming or something, but they actually hit and they hit that. So it's a really strong. I'm a really big proponent of security bombs, and so this is a one security bomb that also functions as your win con, your your blitz for game. It's so good. Because you just have this, and if your opponent has no security left, you have two memory. This plus this is game. So it's really really strong. Just one key moment. Make sure you have level 5 source and trash to be able to tuck with one of your level 6s to be able to swing with this. Because they do need a source to be able to swing. And then last, and not least, is Supreme Connection. This card says on play, reveal top 5 cards of your deck, take one Machine Cyborg, and trash one Machine Cyborg. And then put them back on top of the deck in any order. That search is incredibly good. Being able to see top 5 and be able to take two up or take two upwards, well not take two, but take one and then trash one is really, really solid. And lets you stack the deck for the next turn. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll play this out. I'll grab a Machinedramon or level 5 and I'll trash level 5 off of it. And then I'll put an Ukamon on top, or it's like a rookie on top. So I know my next turn I'll be able to draw a rookie start and then Digimon in the back and draw easily like that. So it's a really, really strong card. You can stack your deck. It has the same exact effect in security as well. It's really, really good. To be able to have a search off security is again another thing where it's like punishing your opponent for hitting your security. Because your opponent can hit security. They could hit Analog Man. They could hit any one of these three tamers. Isn't as crazy, but Analog Man's really crazy. This is a security bomb, and this is more advantage for me. And then it has main delay. Play one level 5 or higher machine or cyborg with play cost reduced by 3, which is crazy. Because it makes this cost 4, it makes this cost 9, it makes this cost 2. It makes a lot of these things so much cheaper that it's such a good card. I only run 3 of it because it collects up your hand to 4, and you need a black tamer in play to even be able to play it, so you can't play it super often. But yeah, that's how much change my deck list. Let's get into some gameplay on the sim. Okay. I just found a match finally after waiting for like years, and it had to go to the Netherlands servers. In this hand, we're not keeping that hand. This is a much more keepable hand. I ideally want a rookie and a black tamer in your hand. So here we have both. Go at the back. And just put the Analog Man for 4. Now, it does feel bad to give your opponent 4 memory turn 1, but it's what you gotta do is play Machinedramon realistically. You're getting so much value out of this tamer that it doesn't actually matter that let's find the one of. Okay. I'm gonna play against red hybrid, blue hybrid. Blue hybrid, okay. Blue hybrid is a bit of a scary matchup because they can bounce Machinedramon. So ideally we want to be able to keep turn and go to Chaosdramon on our turns so that it can't be bounced. And also we can actually kill this tamer, which is nice. Unfortunately, I kind of feel like I'm in a position I'm about to be where I'm not going to have a good way to pass turn. Doesn't feel great. Let's take Chaosdramon to hand, trash the Megadramon. on top of the deck, like, so that we draw into go Technical Uko tie. Probably. Do I think this thing will die next turn? Probably not. So I think it lives another turn, so I just play this for 3 from the 2. It doesn't matter if I think this thing will die, then I swing it away, and I don't think it does. Unless they get up into like Ancient Garu right now, in which case, I mean, I couldn't really do anything about that if they did. I guess I get Beowulf. I mean, I guess it was worth swinging it. Okay, they have Ancient Garu. Okay, well, it's still unfortunate. Not much I can do about that. I should have swung it away, I guess. He's choosing not to Evo. Okay, so he did not have it in hand, and I can kill that. I'm fine with trashing a Castramon just because getting rid of that is more important than having one extra Castramon in my hand. I already had 2. 3, I guess. And see, now we're sitting at 1, 2, we're at 4 health pies and security. So in theory, next turn we could drop it, but we need to find our option, which I believe is on the top of the deck. I messed up. Digicrossing Kendo. Okay, that's a little rough for me to get rid of this. I'll get rid of that. Interesting. Okay. I'm not sure if I agree with getting rid of. I don't think I agree with getting rid of that there. He could Paladin mode ace me here, so I don't want to swing. Just because I have the resource to keep turn right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't pop his thing is the only issue. Actually, what I can do here is I can play attack that mobile Digimon. Make sure you play this first before you do Supreme Connection if you're gonna do Supreme Connection. Well, actually, I'm gonna go for 1 here before I forget. Then I'll use Supreme Connection. Play out Machinedramon for a reduced rate of 9, and then on play will gain 5 memory by tucking these 5 sources. Doesn't matter too much which one you put on top. In general, I like to put this guy on top because I love him. But I'm not going to get Digi in this matchup, so it really should not matter. And then I can go to Chaos for 1. You know what? That was a bad idea because if I didn't draw into this level 5, I actually had nothing to tuck. So I maybe shouldn't have tucked all 5 from the beginning. But now he just has a Kendo in the field, and this Kendo can't actually warp. It can warp. The Lobo can't warp him. So now I can feel free to swing away. Sorry. This Tapirmon. It can die and draw me my 1 card. And then I can't draw 2, unfortunately. We will swing at security. I don't think they run the Zero Ace. I'm not really sure. I don't know if Blue Harbor runs Zero Ace or not. It does run that. Unfortunately, they have a Tamer in trash. They do. It's really unfortunate for me. They might have game next turn now. Off of that. I guess I don't swing. I guess I shouldn't have swung there. Yeah, I think I misplayed that. That's fine. Yeah, for 3, put them choking the 1. Then they can't swing 3 times. They won't have the memory to swing 3 times unless they have Hammer Spark in hand. If they have Hammer Spark in hand, fine. I guess we just lose, but it's nothing you can do about that, really. Does not appear that I have game in hand, though, unfortunately. So, looking great for me in that regard. This one. We don't. Wait, let's see if it hits something. I guess that gives him one draw, but I do. He could have bounced it with Ancient Gurumon that secured very easily, so I wasn't really too worried about having one more security. If he has Hammer Spark into Kendo, I lose. But if he doesn't, we should have a win next turn. Should be able to just swing 3 times. And ideally we will look for, like something. Maybe Louis. We'll look for. This person will make their play. Turn. Let's promote this. We will grab the Louis. Or do I grab the Louis? Yeah, I always grab Louis here. Oh, they disconnected. Okay, well, that's a easy win from Machinedramon, I guess. I do think I misplayed a little bit in that last one. Definitely, wasn't thinking properly. So I think it's a lot harder on the sim to think properly. Much more fun playing this deck in person and physically. And also, it's also not an easy deck really. Machinedramon is like in principle an easy deck just because, um, black and red are not two not very difficult colors, but the actual sequencing of things starts to get down to it because you don't have so many resources in your hand and your trash to play with unless you're getting really far ahead with Ukomons. So it's a little harder than it used to be. It's definitely not as vanilla as playing black base. We're just trying to get up the stack. So knowing where you want to tuck, how you want to tuck it, a lot of things like that, and knowing how many sources you have in trash is also really important. So it's definitely not an easy deck to play. It's very rewarding when it works. It has a rough matchup into it's not a great deck right now in this meta, I'd say, just because it has a really rough matchup into Imperial and a maybe losing matchup to Ancient Gurumon. That was a very hard match to show it off because he did just give me 18 quadrillion memory. I don't remember how much it was. I think it was 7 exactly. I think maybe, and so I could just easily clear stack with that. But yeah, keeping the hand obviously. It would come on into analog bands, great turn 1 play, so we'd keep that. Playing against what looks to be Gilmon? Who was it, Mill? Or is it just Gallant? Might just be Gallant. It's fine. I think that's a fine matchup for me because they're deletion based. Let's go for 1. The analog man for next turn. And then just keep going. Just keep trashing things, getting memory. That's the goal. We're running a little early. Maybe a plan that I'm not aware of. Interesting. Ooh, that's a rough hit. You hate to see that bump back to that option. That's why like you have to run 4 in my opinion. Like I just like situations like that. I mean, I guess that situation wouldn't happen as much if I wasn't running 4, but oh my god. uh, I don't think we're surviving because we're playing against Gallants who can swing. Use that. We'll trash. this one. Draw my 2. Didn't find another rookie, unfortunately, so we'll just play out Spring Action, put them to 1. Does it say a memory set, or it is? That goes to hand. Trash that. I think this deck is best. One of the hard things about doing that is seeing, like, oh, I'm not gonna draw to a rookie for the next 8 turns. Like it's a little rough to do that. Know that you're not gonna be able to draw into a rookie soon. Start a gallant. Start a deal. Sorry. Plays at a both ways mill 3. Oh well, I'm not drawing any of those 3. Never mind. It's kind of good for me actually. I didn't like any of those 3. Really, didn't really need them. I mean, actually, I would have liked the Machinedramon on my hand. But it's not worst case scenario. This thing doesn't have rush, right? It does not rush. We're only sitting at what, 12 in trash? I'm sorry, 11 between the two of us. Draws 1. It's gonna prompt me to do that. There's nothing to do there, so I'm not really sure why he did that. I guess he's got to be bricking. I don't see why you'd do that if you aren't bricking. I guess maybe his plan might be to warp. Just gives him an ace. Card's really good. Can this one warp? Yeah, so I guess his turn has turn to warp next turn. Which I don't think that's a plan for him. Trash that. Go to the back. That changes things. Yeah, piercing. We have blocker, sec +1, +3, more sec +1. I'd really like to find the. I'd really like to find. What am I trying to say? I really like to find the attack that's suspended so I can swing through this thing and get a lot of value out of it. So I'm gonna swing this away and hope to find that off of the. Oh, it lived. Okay. So I guess I'm just gonna play it out, and I guess I'll just. Do I have something to pop it with? I can't even pop that. A little unfortunate, but I guess we'll just send it. I'll use this. Discuss. We're gonna place it down. I don't need that. Actually, I don't necessarily hate the reboot here, but I'm not gonna take it. I think I want +3 KDP, sec +1, sec +1. Oh, whoa. This and blocker. Not that it will matter because I'm not suspending, but I mean, we're not gonna last 3 security. What's that? Blitz-Staccato? Yeah, okay. So I don't hate that turn. I really do wish I had BT17 in trash or hand, but what can you do about that, you know? Also wish I had another rookie in hand after that Ukamon play. I wish Ukamon died so I could have searched. And he wouldn't be able to have free things to delete. What does he use? This warp, or does he use... I guess this warp is better. Yeah, because it'll cost, what, 4, 3, something like that. I don't play against Gallant very often because the deck's not very relevant, so I'm not 100% sure. I think he's still bricking on the Gallant, I think. Oh. No, you can... Oh, you can do that? Whoa, wait. You can do that? Oh, you can do that. Interesting. I was not aware that you could, training into that level 6s, that Gilmon's Warp. I was not aware of that. Huh. Okay, I wouldn't have found it anyway. That's fine. Yeah, I was not aware that you could do that. Interesting. I always figured it was like a an effect Digivolve to that warp way, so yes, obviously prevented from being deleted. We only need Cyclos 1 because there's no security in the game anymore. Unless he has Proto 4, which is the only way he could recover in this deck because he's playing red. So he can't unsuspend, so he has no way to kill my thing this turn. Because he would need to be able to like unsuspend, swing at it again, and then Crimson Mode to be able to delete it. My is that I actually can't take it out either. Oh. That's interesting. I didn't know that's what that card did. I need to read more of these cards. I really should read more of these cards. And this thing should get Blitz. Swing into this. Trash Empire Musketeer is fine. Attempts to delete this. Use it, obviously. Really hoping now to top deck Chaosdramon. I think this will be really near enough to top deck Chaosdramon to be able to do much here. Okay, cool. A little lucky. We did have 2 draws to draw into it because the analog man at least, so it wasn't going to be impossible to try and find it. Now we can pretty easily go here. Play some sources. We're going to tuck. Oh, they just forfeit. Yeah, I mean, I had game there anyway, so that's why. But yeah, so Machinedramon's. I think that'll be it for the video. Machinedramon's a really strong deck. Gets a lot of value out of very little board state. You kind of swing a bunch of rookies away. It almost plays in a way similar to like Blue Hybrid, where you just swing, do your big play, and then keep that. But their big play doesn't end the game as much as they usually do have it so the end game turn afterwards. And I kind of have a similar play to that. As that I don't need tamers on my board to. I do need tamers actually. You know what? The more I think about it, this deck is kind of playing like Blue Hybrid in a way, the way this deck is built. Except I stick around on board afterwards, and they don't. But they are faster and better at clearing board. So it's kind of a mixed bag. But I really like this deck. It's a very fun deck. Has a lot of different play styles. Other ways you can build it. Again, this is just one day to build Machinedramon. I'm going to build probably several different ways to test all of them in the coming future, but as of right now, I think this is the best way to build Machinedramon, the definitive Machinedramon build. Looking towards future sets in EX7, we're getting the Megadramon that has Collision, or Gigadramon. I think it's Gigadramon, I can't remember. I know there's a Megadramon and Gigadramon, both 3 Musketeer support. One has Collision, one has Piercing. I definitely won't use the Piercing one because I already have Piercing this way. And Collision, we're gonna try out. I'll try out Collision and see if I can afford to go down by 1 BT8 Metagramon with Collision. I'm not sure if I'll be able to or not, but we will try it out because Collision, the nice thing will proc Taikimiya on my turn. So maybe Collision's the play. Maybe it's where I'll go. I'll definitely try it out in this list. Maybe over one of these BT8 Metagramon. Maybe over something else. I wouldn't say over the Louis because Louis is doing a lot of work for me. Maybe I cut down to Chaos X or Chaosdramon, something like that. I think all ratios are fine right now, though. I think it'll be chesting out it over BT8 Metagramon. And if I decide not to, I'll just cut the Collision again. But yeah, that's it for Shinjamon. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Peace out.